The EPA's recent move to dismantle its climate regulations could backfire spectacularly, leaving industries in a legal and regulatory quagmire. But here's where it gets controversial. While EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin claims this will save U.S. businesses $1 trillion in hidden taxes, analysts and legal experts warn it might actually unleash a wave of lawsuits and embolden states to tighten their own climate laws. Could this be a costly miscalculation for the very industries it aims to protect? Last week, Zeldin announced plans to repeal the EPA's endangerment finding, a cornerstone of its climate regulations since 2009. This finding, rooted in the Clean Air Act, has been the legal backbone for regulating greenhouse gases like carbon and methane. Zeldin argues the EPA overstepped its authority, stating, "We can't just invent laws where Congress hasn't spoken." But is this a step toward freedom for industry or a leap into uncertainty? And this is the part most people miss. The endangerment findings repeal could strip industries of a critical legal shield. In 2011, the Supreme Court ruled in American Electric Power Company versus Connecticut that federal law displaces common law claims against polluters. Without the endangerment finding, this protection might vanish, opening the floodgates for federal lawsuits against high-emitting industries. Jeff Holmstead, an industry lawyer, warns, this could eliminate one of the best defenses companies have had. For Democratic-led states, the repeal could be a green light to ramp up their own climate regulations. California, for instance, might argue that the EPA's inaction frees it to enforce stricter rules without federal waivers. Ann Carlson of UCLA's Emmett Institute notes, if the federal government won't regulate, states might feel empowered to step in, and that's a game changer. But here's the real kicker. Federal tort lawsuits could force companies to slash emissions through court-ordered injunctions, bypassing the EPA's regulatory process entirely. The Edison Electric Institute warned in a 2021 brief that such lawsuits could lead to regulation by litigation, with unpredictable costs and impacts on energy supplies. Could this be the unintended consequence of dismantling the EPA's authority? Jonathan Adler of William Mary Law School calls the repeal a high-risk strategy, likening it to chasing a white whale. While conservative groups see it as a victory, Adler argues it's short-sighted. It's unlikely to produce the effects they want, he says, and could even backfire. So what's next? If the repeal stands, we could see a patchwork of state-level climate laws, a surge in federal lawsuits, and a legal battleground over who regulates what. But the question remains, is this a step forward for industry or a recipe for chaos? What do you think? Is the EPA's move a bold step toward deregulation or a risky gamble that could cost industries more than it saves? Let us know in the comments. This debate is far from over.